remember he reposted, and I was like, oh, this video is going viral. My name is Matthieu James. People call me Blackie Chan, also the Soca Influencer. I am a Caribbean content creator that was based in New York. I have family in Trinidad and Grenada, and that is me. I'm 25 years old, and that's
Blackie Chan? Why Blackie Chan?
Oh, so this is a funny story to that. It has nothing to do with my skin color. A lot of people always mix that up. When I was little, I always loved Jackie Chan. Always loved him. His birthday is April 7th. My birthday is April 8th. He's an actor, director. He performs his own stunts, and he's a great person overall. He had a show called, I think, Jackie Chan Adventures way back when, like in the 2000s, early 2000s, that I loved as a kid. He was in Kung Fu Panda as the monkey. Like, I know a lot of people, I love Jackie Chan. So, and I had a friend that's obviously no longer here with me anymore that gave me that nickname. I actually never thought of the nickname Blackie Chan. But he knew how much I love Jackie Chan, so he figured Blackie. That's the biggest misconception people think. They think it has nothing to do with that. I can understand how it can look like that, but literally, I love Jackie Chan that much. If I want to be more professional, maybe having Blackie as a nickname probably not the best, but still keep the nickname around, but obviously push the Soca Influencer name way more. So that's where the name came from. Also, the name Soca Influencer comes from the fact that I do influence every island that has Soca. Obviously, Trinidad, but I will influence Grenada Soca, Vinci Soca, St. Lucia, every island that has a form of soca music, I will influence it. I will know about it. You can put me with you can put me with any group of Caribbean people that have soca music, and I will know it. And I won't feel like out of place. That's always been me. My connection to the Caribbean is interesting because I would say like all of my life, I spent a lot of my life in Trinidad. I didn't go to primary school, but I have cousins that used to take me to the primary school just to like see what the atmosphere was like. Every single summer I would spend my entire summer in Trinity with either uncles, aunts, cousins, friends of my father, in Santa Cruz. That's where my parents' family's from mainly. And as I got older, I was just thinking to myself, like, how can I bring obviously the stuff I learned in Trinidad, because I learned a lot just from speaking to my father, friends of my father, family, and I'm like, what can I do to like really see if I can embrace the culture a lot? Because obviously I get the whole accent's not there, which at times the accent do come out. It's just usually when I'm yelling or screaming or upset, but for the most part, this is how I sound, which is, I understand it because it's like I was obviously born here, but I do have spent a lot of my time just in Trinity. 2019, Double M had a challenge. Remember the song Released by Double M? He had a challenge where like if you had the best video, you'll get tickets to my show Monday. Damn, that was the last one before. No, I'm lying. 2020 was the last one. Was 2020? Point is, it was.
What is that?
He had a challenge. It was called the Release Challenge. Basically, he was making a video of his song, and I finished second. And honestly, I wasn't looking to win. I just wanted to repost my video. But I didn't think that's going to be posted. So I remember he reposted, and I was like, oh, this video is going viral.
There was a time I did I had like a large following on LinkedIn, and I did a poll on, have you ever been influenced? And it's interesting to see that people are like, no, I've never been influenced. And it's just fascinating how they view it. So in the context for you, how do you see yourself within that word and how people view it?
The weird thing is, like, when I first called myself the Soca Influencer, I wasn't thinking about, like, the whole influencer thing, how everybody's influencing that. It was generally, like, I like Soca, I influence it, Soca Influencer. This was back in 2019, not me realizing that this will blow up into, like, everyone's an influencer now. So now, for me, how I view it as very simply, I don't want to be a role. I feel I am a role model. I won't say role model, not put on myself, but, like, how I view the word influencer is more of like in terms of what I do in Caribbean content creation. And obviously I do feel like I have influenced people to enjoy soca more. Don't view it as just like something you can listen to during carnival. You can listen to it today, tomorrow, Tuesday, whatever day. That's how I view like influencing. I don't view it as, oh, I'm this big time content creator or big time influencer that people are paying me. No. Obviously, if I have the opportunity, I'm not gonna turn it down. But it's more of like I'm more focused on the actual influencing of the Caribbean culture and obviously soca as well.
So let's talk about what you've influenced so far. So your audience, what does your audience look like? Because off camera we're talking about it, but for those who may not know, like where's your biggest audience right now?
Well, ironically enough, before TikTok existed, Instagram was my biggest audience. Then TikTok came around and said, yeah, your audience is big on TikTok. I can't even say Instagram is bigger. I have to say TikTok because TikTok, as of right now recording this video, I have 55K on TikTok. That's likely going to go up, and on Instagram it's only 17K. But in terms of audience, I would say numbers wise, it has to be TikTok. In terms of like really like getting like a lot of, let's say genuine reactions, but a lot of like my core fan base that like supporter fan base. I'm not saying fans, but supporters that like are really like genuine. Not saying TikTok's not genuine, but really it's Instagram is where everything just started there and just branched off to where now I have the YouTube, I have the Twitter, TikTok. I gotta work on my Facebook again, but that's I would say in terms of numbers, TikTok. In terms of like really like where everything started, it was Instagram. So in terms of like age range, age range is 10 in between. It's in between 8, like I think it was like 15%, not 50%, like 20% ish is like under the age of 18. That's usually on TikTok. But majority of my followers, like a good bulk of it, I'll say like 70% of my followers in between the ages of I think 21 and like 50. That's like the vast age range. So you're getting different ages. And then there's the last 10%, which is just like 6-year-olds, which is always interesting seeing that. Always interesting seeing that.
They're on social media?
Yeah, I would love to talk to those people to see how they view my videos. But in terms of gender, this still shocking. Majority on Instagram, I know this by heart, off the top of my brain. On Instagram, 60% of my followers are women. 30% are 40% are male. On TikTok, 75% of my followers are women. 25% are males. That just shocks me in the sense that, okay, there's a lot of women that follow me. So that was interesting. In terms of like where people watch my videos, on TikTok, majority of my following, like, it's literally in the Caribbean. Like, it's not even, I would say like 60% of my followers reside in Trinidad on TikTok. And then another 20% in Grenada, another 10% in Vinci. A couple of Jamaicans follow me as well. And then there's like another, but then the rest of the percentage is probably America.
So we know about your platforms, you know about your audience. Let's talk about what do you do, because is this something you do on the side? Is this for fun? Do you see this as something that you can make money from?
I have made money from it, from doing events. I've done promo videos for different events that they have paid me and also invited me out to. Haven't reached a point to where people are flying me out, but I think that's going to change really soon. In terms of making, like, it's not a full-time job yet, but I do feel I will get to a point where I could do this full-time. But one thing about content creation, and especially Caribbean content creation, I made a video about this ironically, I feel we're the most underrated and underpaid because it's like, content creation itself is really hard. But Caribbean content creation, it's even more harder because I don't say we're small, we're big, but compared to everything else, you are much more likely to be able to be a full-time Caribbean cooking content creator than a Caribbean content creator. It's not impossible. I know a lot of Caribbean content creators that do it full-time, but it's a matter of just knowing the right people, taking the right steps, and it takes a while. Like, it took me, I'm 25 now, it took me at least 6-7 years to get to this point where I have a good following. Even then, I'm still on the edge because it's like there's more to do.
What's the biggest partnership you've had monetarily with what you've been doing?
As of right now, I think for me, obviously now, I'm really just like, obviously I'm trending a lot lately because I don't like to view myself as a cocky person. But like as right now, it's just like as of recently, people have been really realizing who I am. But as of recently, it's been Yuma in Trinidad. That's probably the biggest.
Okay.
I don't say corporation, but the biggest brand entity you can say that I worked with so far. I have worked with New York Carnival, Whitaker, I think it's called New York Carnival. I work with them. Every single year I go to Vibes with Boise there, and I record content for them. In terms of the biggest, I would say it's definitely it's Yuma in Trinidad. I was just down. I was just down there in February. I went down there for Carnival. Really fun, and got paid very nicely. So was not complaining.
Nice.
Was not complaining there.
Okay. All right.
It's not complaining there.
Cool. That's so good to know that that's actually something that someone can say, okay, this is a career that I could look into.
Yeah.
Because then you have different carnivals. You have Baltimore Carnival too, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you should just have a list of all the carnivals in North America.
I plan on like one day just the goal for me is to travel to every carnival that ever exists in the world, with the States, Caribbean, UK, Japan's having one as well. Mm-hmm. That's definitely the top of my list.
You can do it, man. We'll look back at this and be like, remember when? So is there amongst your friends and family, there's a myth around what you do? Because some people are like, you just play me fool.
A couple of my dad's friends is like that. Also, the myth is that a myth about me in general is that I'm a shy person, like outside. I'm not. It's just I'm very, very observant. So like I may be quiet, but I'm likely just looking around, detecting people's energy or just how they come off. But for also, I'm very talkative. At times I feel I talk too much, like all the time. But in terms of like when it comes to my content, I think it's more of like some people just don't view it as seriously. So they really see the numbers and see, oh, this person's going to this carnival and you're getting this opportunity. It's like, oh, this is a real viable option. And that's when they'll like tap in and see like, oh, how can I get involved as well? And I'll tell them like, you gotta do this. It takes a long time, it's consistency, and that's really just yeah.
What you think is more important, consistency or quality?
Consistency, because quality will come if you're always consistent. My videos when I first started off were horrible quality wise. I still feel at times my videos quality wise still needs work. But my main thing is just being consistent. Like I say all the time, like I was not born in Trinidad, but I've been to that country several times. I do my research and I talk to people. Like I spent hours just with friends of my dad, just talking to them, getting their perspective about the music, the culture in general, and I'll take the information I learned from actual people in the Caribbean and put it in my videos. I obviously use my own knowledge as well, so I always try to remain authentic as while I'm doing the videos, but it's also, I feel consistency has always been the key. Mm-hmm. There's certain, how can I put this, ignorant stereotypes that people have towards kids of Caribbean parents, like we're spoiled, we don't understand the culture, when someone like myself actually go down to Trinidad and understands the culture and understands all those misconceptions that you hear. What's one of the common you want to hear? Oh, we live in huts. Stupid stuff like that. That you hear. You hear people say that. It's like, no, we don't think like that. But I also identify mainly as a Trini that has as a child of Caribbean parents that identifies as Caribbean and understands and respects the culture a lot.
What's the biggest myth when it comes to content creation?
That it is easy. That is the biggest lie. It is not easy. It's far from easy. It's not okay. It's not difficult if you love what you do. It is not difficult at all if you love what you do. It's easy in the sense that if you are speaking about something passionate. For me, it's obviously soca. So for me, it's not hard for me to get in front of a camera because I've been in front of tons of cameras all my life. So it's not hard for me to get in front of a camera and just talk about what I love. But in terms of like, oh, it's easy for me, videos just to blow up like that. No, it took me 6 years, 7 years to really gain a following and maintain that following. And still, even now, I'm still obviously keep on growing. It's not easy at all. That's the biggest myth people think. People think you should immediately get paid to. No, you're gonna spend years doing it for free. That's just the honest truth. While you're still doing your side job. That's it.